delighted to have everybody here to present the Digicel Business Showcase for this morning. So our theme this morning is transforming governments for the future. Everybody seems to know who Digicel is, so I'm going to dig in a little bit and give you an overview of who Digicel Business are, because not so many people know about Digicel Business. Digicel Business was obviously formed at the same time as Digicel were, and we started out by selling corporate postpaid plans to all of our customers, all our enterprise customers. At this stage we have, out of the 6,000 people that work in Digicel in the region, about 750 of them are dedicated Digicel Business staff. We have 350,000 subs on the corporate base and about 60,000 customers. We now have fixed networks in 11 countries, passing tens and tens of thousands of customers. So in the last number of years, we have invested significantly, up to $1 billion, in our fixed assets, which is really transforming the way our customers can consume data, not just on a mobile basis, but also on a fixed voice and data basis. The second arm of our business is infrastructure and cloud services. We now have a full suite of cloud services that we're delivering to our customers right across the region.
Some regulators and policymakers in the Caribbean feel a sense of urgency to intervene because net neutrality rules have been introduced in the US. The concept is all very novel and all very sexy. Net neutrality is like the new chick on the block that everybody wants to quote, regardless of whether or not she's making sense. However, there's actually no urgency, and there's no evidence that intervention of this kind is required. The bottom line is that we need large and sustained investments in broadband networks in emerging markets to make sure all of our people in the region can be connected. Somebody has to pay for these investments. Restrictive net neutrality binds us to a commercial model that doesn't help us to address this problem. We've already established that raising prices for consumers is not the way to go. Therefore, there must be some flexibility and some commercial freedom afforded to operators to design offerings that suit the different needs and pockets of their consumers, and to give them the freedom to enter into commercial arrangements with internet companies. And most importantly, there must be some impetus to move these companies to come to the table with us. So I think at the end of the day, we need to forget all the noise. And we need to address all the fundamental questions. What do we want for ourselves as a region? And are we putting the policies in place to achieve it? Let us have a proper policy-driven discussion as to how we can seek the interests of ourselves as a people. Thank you.
Our next featured speaker needs no introduction. So please welcome the chairman of CANTO of Digicel Group. I beg your pardon. Obviously, I need new glasses. The chairman of Digicel Group, Dennis O'Brien. Please give him some.
Julian, that was a meteoric promotion for me. on my first visit to CANTO, I'm the chairman, even if for 2 seconds. Honourable ministers, regulators, delegates, ladies and gentlemen, friends, good morning to all of you. I'm delighted to be here, and thank you very much for this opportunity. At the outset, I'd like to congratulate Julian as chairman of CANTO, the board of CANTO, and the entire CANTO team for their efforts in organising this conference. I also wish Teresa every success in her new role as Director General. She comes at an exciting time for CANTO. These are the most challenging times that our industry has ever faced. This is why I want to come here to speak to you today. The health and well-being of our industry is under serious threat. These concerns are shared by almost all of the telecoms operators in the developing world, particularly the developing world, and particularly those in Africa and the underdeveloped parts of Asia. This is a time of enormous change in our industry. The traditional boundaries that once established the distinct markets and the market players have all but disappeared. Not very long ago, consumers bought fixed voice and broadband services from one company, mobile phone services from another, and TV services from another again. Today, companies like Facebook and Google provide voice, video, text communications. Google powers millions of smartphones with its own software, Android, and internet companies stream video and TV. It's a free-for-all. They compete with traditional local newspapers and local retailers and advertisers in everything from selling content to advertising hotel rooms. If you use Gmail account, it's difficult to change your email address and move away from Google. This huge market power continues to grow unabated, and many instances of this ever-increasing dominance is supported by poor regulatory policy. Despite the massive growth of the internet giants who engage and thrive in our Caribbean region, unfettered and unconcerned by national regulatory and national taxation measures, almost all the debates that we have in the region today seem to be entirely driven towards additional regulation for the telecoms companies. It's not as though Google or Facebook or Viber need the help of regional regulators to allow them to compete with telecoms companies. But this is what is happening as we speak. Far from seeking to create a level playing field in this converged environment, we feel that the recent trend in Caribbean regulation serves only to make this huge imbalance even worse. It's a time really for some big thinking, some fresh thinking, so that the people and the economies of the Caribbean region can truly benefit from the digital revolution. All I ask is that the policymakers here today support us in this endeavour. Again, thank you all very much, and let me wish you a very successful few days ahead of you at this CANTO conference. Thank you very much.